Anderson, and the Showboats have won it in overtime. Going to hand this off up the middle for Marable. He's going to fumble. Ball's loose, and St. Louis picks it up. That will do it. The Battlehawks defense makes a play late. Game on the line, looking to throw. Has time. End zone, incomplete. It's incomplete. The Stallions hang on to win. For overtime, DeLeo to throw, pass, caught by Roland, needs some help. Not gonna get it, he stopped a yard short. Houston will pull off the upset. Looking to throw, has time, deep, right side, overthrown, picked off. It's intercepted by Keenan Isaac. He's gonna need it right there. They hand this off right side for Roland. They convert the 10-5. Chris Roland, I should shut up. Chris Roland touchdown. That's the dagger. Knicks toss left side and there's room. Has past the 30, past the 40, past the 20, 15, 10, 5. RJ Harvey. There we go. One play. Just need one play out of you. Gonna play action and look to throw. Mariota, sometime. Pass, intercepted. It's picked off. Yes, yes. One play was all they needed. Jack Jones. Williams, play action. Rolling left, looking to throw. Has time. Pass, end zone, intercepted. It's Keyshawn Nixon calling game. Darnold to throw. Has time. Pass, wide open. Over the middle. The Seattle Seahawks do it. Play action, looking to throw. Williams has some time. Pass deep. Over the middle. Has a man. It's DJ Moore. Touchdown, Chicago. They win in overtime. Snap good. Hold good. Kick up. And he missed it. Wide right. The Steelers will host Houston on Monday night. Williams in shotgun. Back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. 4th and 4. Trip to Seattle on the line. Man in motion. Williams looking to throw. Pressure coming. Rolling left. Trying to buy some time. Back near the 40. Pass left side. Williams is caught. Touchdown Chicago. Cole Kmet. Somehow the magic remains. What? May looking to throw in 3rd and 6. Rolling left. Gonna take it himself. And that will do it. A first down carry. It's a gain of 7. And the Patriots have booked their ticket to Santa Clara. Zeros on the clock. The Seattle Seahawks, for the first time since 2014, are your NFC. Hello, everybody, and welcome. The UFL is finally back. Week 1 begins momentarily. It's the Stallions and the Kings facing off in Louisville. It has been a minute since spring football has been here. It's been a year, but it feels like it's been longer since we've had spring football, purely because of the amount of chaos that happened in the offseason. But welcome on in. Kickoff moments away. Tonight's going to be interesting. But Birmingham's a team that typically you know what you're going to get because Skip Holtz coached champion after championship after championship after championship. Now a whole new look team for this one. Adrian McCarron making his coaching debut is by far the most interesting storyline of the night. Yep, we're back. We are back. It has been a while, yeah. What, about 6 weeks since the Super Bowl? Which the NFL has had its craziness, but it's time for some actual action to get back into things. Yeah, it's gonna be probably gonna take like 2 drives for me to get back into the swing of things with it. Who knows, maybe shorter, but we'll see. So yeah, it's been yeah. Yeah, I there's one game I know I'm gonna be missing this season, but for the most part, I plan to be live with everything else. So there's gonna be a ton of opportunities to catch streams. Which this is the first UFL season where I don't have a trip planned in the middle of it, which is nice. The past 2 years, they're mid-season. Mid-season, I had trips planned. I don't for this season. So full force with it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow for both games. I'll be live Sunday night. I believe it's when Columbus and Orlando play. Okay, the one game I know I won't be live with is the second game on April 18th. I got plans that night. But the other 42 games I plan to be live with. As the scene in Louisville, hey, so far it's looking nice there. The key thing is like how did the stands look? I don't believe it is. I'm pretty sure St. Louis plays in the earlier game that day. Though I could be wrong. It's been a minute since I've checked that, so I'll need to see. Okay, seeing again the away uniforms for Birmingham, seeing them in action, they look nice. The new away uniforms look nice. I'm scared to see the home uniforms in a few weeks. But the away uniforms, I can get behind those with the maroon helmet. That's completely fair. I have no expectations for St. Louis. If you saw power rankings, I have them pretty low in comparison to years past. I don't know how to feel about St. Louis this year. They're a complete wild card. All right, there's Jason Bean warming up, former Kansas Jayhawk. I'm interested to see how he plays in some professional action. It's kind of weird seeing AJ McCarron instantly go into this head coaching role 2 years removed from being a player in this league. But that's part of the fun of it. Is that you have a guy like AJ McCarron getting his chance in a coaching role. Which I feel like he's one of those backup quarterbacks from in the NFL that was like inevitable to make the jump to a coaching position. Just didn't expect it to be like this. Kind of expected it to be more so to what Danny Etling is doing, being a positions coach in Atlanta this season. But we'll see. One more commercial break, then kickoff should be here. As is standard with the UFL stuff, is I have a headset on standby for when we get challenges and whatnot. Yeah. He was really solid for St. Louis in the UFL's first year and in the XFL before that. He's getting the chance as a head coach, as is Chris Redmond, who used to play for the Ravens. That's a fun one. I still can't believe that we predicted Danny Edling to get a coaching role with the Falcons year one of the UFL. That's by far been one of the funniest things to transpire. If he ends up being a Super Bowl winning head coach in the NFL, that clip is going to be legendary. I'll need to find it again, but that would be a legendary clip. The other coach I'm also really excited to see, that would be Sunday, is Ted Ginn in Columbus. I used to love Ted Ginn in Miami. I'm excited to see how he handles the head coaching responsibilities. Yeah, finally UFL season. Been a long wait. A lot of questions surrounding this league. We get it for a solid 12 more weeks minimum. So I do expect this league to be withstanding, especially with some of the rule changes. I'm hoping we get a 4-point field goal tonight. I want to see it. I don't want to wait to see this. I want to see it tonight. I think of all the rule changes, that's the biggest one that needs to be showcased early. Obviously, like the whole no punt inside the 50 is whatever. And most of the other rule changes are just standard stuff. The 4-point field goals, I need to see it in action. Because the chess game that comes from that is going to be so interesting to see throughout the season. There's no data that can be used to make a call in a spot like that. Whereas before COVID, like in the NFL and in UFL years past, like you have the data to back up any decision you make. With a 4-point field goal, it is no man's land, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how different coaches strategize around it. All right, it seems like the Kings will be getting the ball first in this one. I'm so fine with that. Seeing the Kings for offense for the first time. There I go. Interviewing Chris Redmond on the sideline before this. As always, I have the full depth chart pulled up off to the side here that I can look at. One thing that I do like about the UFL is that they just full on release their media guide, and it's not a massive media guide, so that's gonna be fun. Those Birmingham uniforms, I like them a lot more than I thought I was going to. The away uniforms is the biggest test, but the home uniforms will be the biggest test. But those away ones look nice. A beautiful 45-degree night in Louisville. Oh yes, yeah. Stadium is filled out nicely. It was reported this game's a sellout. I think I see a few seats still waiting for people in them. But the Kings will get the ball first as the 2026 UFL season is underway. Kick going to be returned beginning from the 15, spaced out past the 20-25, out past the 30, and brought down near the 32. The Kings will start from there, and out comes Jason Bean to lead this offense for the first drive in Kings history. And yeah, Fox is still going with their old school scoreboard. Okay, that's fine. This is probably the one of the bigger question marks with this Louisville Kings team. A lot of their skill positions you kind of know are going to be quality. How is the quarterback position going to be played? It's weird. Should be nationally televised on Fox. I'm kind of shocked it's not. Being under center, back behind him, going to hand this off up the middle, first play of the game for a gain of roughly 2. That is good old Benny Snell on to carry. I know I've had issues in the past with UFL games and where they're broadcast. It can be weird at times. All right, the ruling it's gain of a yard. They're saying being in shotgun back to his left, they're receiving options to the right. They're gonna keep it himself left side. Good blocking, trying to get the edge up past the 40, enough for the first down, and out of bounds near the 44. All right. 2 plays, and there's the first down in Kings history. Go and read option second play. Good blocking from the outside as well, setting the edge there. Oh, it's Tariq Black setting the edge. All right. Not bad. The UFL is a bit weird if they're going to be on YouTube because it is like main. It is typically main networks are calling it, but you probably find it. Being in shotgun, looking to throw for the first time tonight. Pressure coming, escapes one defender, dumps off right side to Benny Snell and is off the mark and incomplete. Yep. I know that Fox and ESPN can be very strict with it sometimes, just based off the NFL coverage. All right, 2nd and 10 from their own 43. Being under center, back behind him too, receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off right side for Benny Snell, and gonna fall his way forward for a gain of roughly 2, up to the 45. So a 3rd and 8 coming up. Nice. Yeah, I know the USFL messed around with some YouTube stuff, but I would kind of be shocked if this is on both. I know last year you couldn't find a legal stream on YouTube. Bean in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, 3rd and 8 from the 45. Bean looking to throw. Has some time, stepping up, pass left side, gonna be bobbled and intercepted! And returned back to the King 43. What a way for this to start. It's Deontay Johnson getting the interception. Being looking for his tight end and just bobbled it way too much. And it was an easy interception. Alright. Yeah, was looking for Zach Davidson. And he just couldn't hang on to it. Pass was a little high, a little behind, but still one, like, after that many bobbles, you need to come down with. Like, that's what you need to come down with if you're gonna... It goes off your hands, goes off your helmet, goes off your hands again. Corral gonna hand this off right side. First play of the season for the Stallions. Gonna be a gain of roughly a yard, maybe 2. That's Snoop Connor on the carry. Alright, and with that interception being on the Stallions, on the Kings side of the 50, the Stallions can't punt on this drive. Corral and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. There's some movement up front, and that's going to be a false start against the Stallions. Going to be called against Deion Kane on that right side. Yeah, so already the Stallions are in a bit of an interesting spot. 2nd and 14, can't punt on this drive. Gonna have to be strategic here. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. Ball on the Kings 46-yard line. Corral looking to throw. Has some time, stepping up, pass right side, gonna be placed beautifully and caught inside the 20 to the 19. It is Jaden Mickens on the grab. That's a beautiful seam throw from Matt Corral. That's beautiful throw on the back shoulder. Woo! There's a reason why Corral has been a mainstay in this league for 3 years now. That ball's placed perfectly. All right, 1st and 10 from the 19. Corral going to hand this off right side for Anthony McFarland, and he's going to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. All right. I expect Corral to have a great season this year. I expect him to be one of the better quarterbacks in this league. One because he's a year-over-year guy, someone that you know we can get out of him, and he's seen most of these type of defenses before. Corral, quick pass left side, can be caught up past the 15 and fighting his way to about the 11. Now fight inside the 10 and going to be enough of the first up to the 9-yard line. That was John Ross on the reception. All right. Hell yeah. Love to see it. They're going to rule him. They're going to rule him short the 3rd and 1 at the 10. It says forward progress will stop. John Ross, man, it's been way too long since seeing him get action. Former Bengal, yeah. Corral and shotgun back to his left. Going to hand this off up the middle for Snoop Connor. Going to fight his way to about the 5. I will say, Fox doing their own end zone graphics is very interesting. I mean, I'm fine with it, but that's just like I've not seen that before. So first and goal for the Stallions from the Kings 5-yard line. Corral and shotgun gonna hand this off right side for Connor, trying to get the edge. The 2 diving forward. He is in. The Stallion strike first. All right, what a way for this to start. Capitalizing off the interception. The Stallions strike first. All right. And it's Snoop Connor getting the bulk of the carries on this opening drive. Good blocking as well to seal the edge and just let him use his speed. Hell yeah. Yeah. Again, Corral has been a solid player in the UFL for a while. It's fun to see him play like a proper football again. Because like he didn't get the best opportunity in Carolina. As the extra point is up and he missed it wide left. We're off to a great start kicking wise. Yeah, and that's part of the fun with this league is you do have a bunch of these random NFL players that just are looking for that second chance. And the Stallions are full of them. I'm sure we'll hear more throughout the night. And as we head to commercial break. By far the most fun for that drive was John Ross. That that's great. All good. Be like John Ross on this team. LaVisca Chenault is also on the Stallions team alongside Justin Ross. Like they have a whole receiver room full of just old just full of NFL guys that are trying to get back. I want to say there was another. But yeah, obviously Anthony McFarland played for the Steelers for a bit. All right, at commercial break. I'm curious if it probably won't be until we get a little deeper into this game. But when is the first challenge of the season gonna come? Because they have the same challenge rules from last year, which is for those that don't know, you're able to challenge literally anything, but you get one challenge per game. I believe unless you win it, you might get two, but for the most part, you get one. And we had a game last year that got completely changed because of someone challenging a false start. That was a fun game to. All right, just getting back from commercial break. We get to see this Kings offense once again. Hopefully, a little bit of a better, more coherent drive. Because interception on the last one, not great. It was the Renegades and Stallions game, which that was some finish. Kickoff going to be returned beginning from the 12, face out past the 25, going to be brought down right around the 27. It surprisingly gets used more so in like late third quarter or like mid second quarter, because I'm unlike in the NFL, I'm pretty sure in the final 5 minutes of each half you can't challenge, or if you can, it's like it's not like recommended because inside 5 minutes. Dean Blandino in the replay center can change any call he wants. So you don't need a challenge in the inside 5 minutes. Being under center, going to play action, look to throw. Rolling right, going to dump this off to his tight end. Past the 35 to 40 and going to be brought down near the 44. It is Zach Davidson on the grab, making up for the bobbled pass on the previous drive. All right, that's a much better play than That's a much better play than anything they had on the previous drive. Again, key thing is Jason Bean has not been playing at the same level that Corral has for the past 2-3 years or so. So you need to get him into a rhythm, and it's going to take longer to do that than it will Corral. So Bean under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and there's space to about the 48. It is Jaden Sheardon on the carry. He had a great season last year for, I believe, Michigan. Might have been someone else. He had a solid season last year. Good to see him back in the league. With how much the rosters got shaken up in between seasons, it's gonna be tough for me to remember who was where. Bean in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, looking to throw once again. Pass right side, going to be caught for the first, fighting his way to the 45. It is Lucky Jackson on the grab. And the Kings are past midfield for the first time tonight. They are no longer allowed to punt on this drive. That was a nice throw from Jason Bean. Sneaks it into a tight window there. Hell yeah. I had some Dave's hot chicken earlier. Oh, good as always. Alright, 1st and 10 from the Stallion 45. Bean in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, 1st and 10. Going to look to throw. Pressure coming, dump off right side, caught by Jackson once again. Up past the 40 and fighting his way to the 37. Alright, back-to-back plays going to Lucky Jackson, and it has been working. Alright, cool. They are still keeping with the amount of insight the fans get. Able to listen into this call here. Yeah, there's just a ton of restrictions with showing games live that I don't want to deal with, so. Oh yeah, Lucky Jackson's a great name. There's a ton of those great names. Being under center, back behind him. Handing this one off up the middle, going to be Jaden Sheardon back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. There's a lot of legal stuff that comes into showing a game that, yeah, no. That's DoorDash being DoorDash though. That's why I've only Uber Eats / DoorDash once. I just don't care for it. I prefer picking up food myself. Bean gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna be Sheardon tripping forward for the first. Just barely got past the line to gain. Yeah, I get the sliders every time. Although I tried their mozzarella sticks a few weeks ago, they're pretty good as well. That's fair. Bean in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side, tight end in motion, right to left. Going to hand this off up the middle once again for Jaden Sheardon, and gonna get right back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Alright, 2nd and 10 coming up. 4:22 to play in the first quarter. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. There's a continuous run-in clock until we get to inside 2 minutes of each half. Bean in shotgun, back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side, receiver in motion, right to left. So trip to the left there, Bean going to keeping himself right side, trying to get the edge, and gonna get brought down by the ankles for a gain of a yard. I like that they're trying to use his legs a bit. It's not a bad idea. That was just read perfectly. Damn, the Stallions not doing me any favors on who they decided to put in the pronunciation section of this depth chart. 3rd and 9. Bean in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Ball on the Stallions 34. Bean looking to throw. Pass left side. And gonna be... I think that's... They're ruling it a catch along the sideline. Lucky Jackson getting his feet in bounds, picking up the first, and putting the Kings inside the 25. Really good throw from Jason Bean. A great catch from Lucky Jackson. Yeah, he gets 1 foot in bounds, and that's all you need in the UFL. He gets that right foot in bounds first. So not only inside the 25, they're on the Stallion 12-yard line. Bean looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, going to be caught, breaks off 1 tackle and stumbling forward. Lucky Jackson, have yourself a drive. He ties this game up at 6. What a drive for Lucky Jackson. He was the go-to target throughout the entirety of that. And it works well. Yeah, he crosses the plane just before anything touches down, it seems. What a drive. Alright, so I think we have found Jason Bean's go-to receiver off that drive alone. There's been so many instances of me wanting to do a rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling call. But I can't do that justice. At least not yet. In time. Alright, so the extra point to give the Kings a 1-point lead. It is up, and it is right down the middle. What a night and day difference for the Kings between opening drive and that one. Night and day. So with 2:40 left in the first quarter, we head to a commercial break. Bet. That was a night and day difference. I think Lucky Jackson had like 4 or 5 grabs on that drive alone. He's gonna be a good one. Considering the other options on this receiving core for the Kings. The fact that Lucky Jackson is becoming the standout in this game is interesting. Because they got a ton of other guys on there. It should mean as the season goes on, we can see this offense really expand what it wants to do. Yeah. It definitely takes time to get accustomed to it. I mean, I think it probably took me like the first 2-3 weeks of the 2024 UFL season to finally like calm down the nerves with it. Definitely by the time that NFL season started, I was feeling a lot better. All right, still at commercial break. There was a handful of calls that I would like, of like famous calls or like famous phrases for calls that I would want to replicate at some point. But I feel like I need more under me before I do that. Yeah. By the time this season ends, I should have an exciting experience to share. I don't know exactly when it's gonna happen yet. That's the only reason why I'm like not saying it yet, because I don't want the possibility of it to go away by anything. But hopefully by the end of this season, I'll have done it, and then I'll share a little tease there. But We're getting somewhere. I wish that it's that easy. Kevin Harlan is 1 of 1. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning at the 11, space out past the 25, past the 30, and brought down near the 35. All right, solid return there from Anthony McFarland. And we'll see the Stallions offense once again. And there's a glimpse at A.J. McCarron's career so far. The fact that he was a 3-time national champion in Alabama is insane. To do that and then only be a 5th round pick in the NFL. Football, baby. Yeah, like you can definitely take inspiration from others, but it's the way to stand out is just simply be yourself. Corral looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side can be placed beautifully up to the 49. Enough for the first. And that is Daewood Davis on the reception. Former Miami Dolphin. Daewood Davis is one of those players that I want to see succeed so bad. Because he really had a chance to make Miami's roster in 2023. Just an unfortunate injury occurred during the preseason. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to hand this off right side. And going to get past the 50 and down to the King 46-yard line. I believe that's Snoop Connor on the carry once again. Yep. Yeah. I don't believe Jason Bean ever backed up Tom Brady. I could be wrong though. If he was on the no, because he left Kansas in 2023. McCarron handoff up the middle, gonna lose about a yard. Yeah, Jason Bean entered the NFL draft a year after Brady retired. Yeah, and to some degree, started more like a fan like has his place. Like I'm not gonna lean too heavy into like a commentator voice or like being as neutral as possible when I'm doing these live stuff. But if I'm gonna be like an actual broadcaster, yeah, I'm gonna try to be more neutral. The UFL, I am more impartial with stuff. As Corral's gonna hand this off up the middle for a gain of roughly 2. It was a 4th and 4 from the 4th and 4 from the 45-yard line. We'll see what the Stallions decide to do here. They do not need to snap the ball. Yeah, like during Dolphins games, it is very clear that I am a fan calling those games. And that's kind of the point of it. Yeah. I watched a little bit of that game before this started. All right, 4th and 4, and the offense is on the field. Corral and shotgun. 4 receiving options to the right. Gonna look to throw. Quick pass right side, wide open. Enough for the first. Breaks off 1 tackle and gets down to the 37. There we go. All right. Jabray Barber on the carry. And that should bring us to the end of the first quarter as well. Damn, so no 4-point field goal there, despite having the opportunity to. Great contact balance. You get some extra yards after the first. All right, yep, that's the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in, Kings lead by a point. I think after tonight we get to the Elite 8, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know last night Iowa punched their ticket. But I do think we're close to that wrapping up. Yeah, it was a fine. I don't follow college basketball all too much. I kept up with it a little bit this year because UCF had some good wins. But yeah. Yep. I try to keep up with as much as I can for a bunch of different sports, but I can only do so much. Like with baseball having their opening days right now, I kept up with a good chunk of the games from yesterday. Mainly Mets and Pirates. I watched that one while I was working on preparing the streams for this weekend. And that was a game. Yeah, for college basketball, I pretty much only watch the tournaments. I've been meaning to like go to a college basketball game. I don't have the time typically. But at the same time, like I barely keep up with the NBA that much. Like I do, but like I don't know. If you give me the choice between watching a Heat game or watching a UFL, I'm gonna pick the UFL. Hence, the Heat game being on right, Heat playing right now and me not paying attention. They're also getting killed by the Cavs, so there's a good reason for that. Yeah, like during the college football season, I have like two separate quad boxes on while I'm working on other stuff, just to try and keep up with it all. And obviously, like if there's like a singular massive game on for a slate, I'll have more focus on that. But for the most part, it's just like trying to keep up as much as I can. In October, yeah, I'm just definitely the same way with baseball, where like I don't care a lot until we get to October. But like I'm not gonna say no to having free background noise. Especially with how Paul Skeens pitched yesterday and how that Pirates defense went. That was funny to watch. All right, just getting it back from commercial break. Second quarter underway here soon. So again, the Stallions are past midfield, so they can't punt on this drive. Corral in shotgun, back to his right, three receivers to the left, ball on the King 38-yard line. Corral looking to throw, has time, pass over the middle is behind Dion Kane, and gonna fall incomplete. I get what he was looking at there. It just was not the throw. I feel like he didn't fully see the defender that was blocking where that ball was supposed to go. All right, Corral and shotgun, back to his right, two receivers to each side. Yep, clock continues. Hey, that's the first incompletion of the night for Corral, at least. Let's come in, pass right side. Can he be caught by Jordan Thomas? He can break off one defender and step out of bounds near the 32. Not bad. Again, this Stallions team is one where I'm like, okay, yeah, just do your thing. I know what to expect, even with a different offensive scheme, technically. Get me to Louisville's offensive drives. That's the interesting stuff tonight. Corral and shotgun, back to his left. Three receiving options to the left as well. Ball on the Kings 32-yard line. 3rd and 4. Get a quick pass left side, and that's batted away and incomplete. Should have been picked off. Probably should have been a pick 6, but luckily the defender loses a step. It's Cameron Datzler who breaks up the bubble screen there. Oh, that should have been a pick 6. That's Corral got lucky. Was looking for Laviska Shenault, but Datzler read that play beautifully. That should have been a pick 6. Lucky he lost his footing. All right, 4th and 4, and out comes the field goal unit. Jonathan Garibay on for the 50-yard try from the right hash to put the Stallions up by 2. Has not kicked since 2024. Kick is up, and it is blocked. Oh, he's not having a good night either. The first field goal attempt in the UFL this season is blocked. And the Kings will have it. He's not having a good night. Missed the extra point earlier. Then having the kick blocked there from 50 yards out. Rough night, and we're only just starting, heading to a commercial break. Just a rough night already. Jeez. I feel bad. Oof. That is. Ugh. I would not be surprised if there's a shakeup at kicker for the Stallions in between weeks. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's weird. Like I've had issues in the past, especially with ABC not showing some games here and there. But Fox typically is good with making sure it is nationally broadcast. So, and I know Fox has like also like FS1 and FS2. Just check there as well. If not, then yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Because like obviously attendance was made more of a focus for the league this year, hence why teams got relocated and stadiums changed and all that. But still, like you still need good TV numbers if you're gonna stick around. Last year did the ratings improved for the UFL, so I'm very interested to see if that's gonna be the case this year. Oh, we're actually gonna see the halftime show? Hell yeah. All right, just coming back from commercial break. They're interviewing interviewing the halftime show, the halftime performer right now. That's respect. But again, like Louisville showed up attendance wise tonight. Gotta give him a lot of props. Being under center, gonna hand this off up the middle. Breaks off one defender, but gonna be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up a yard, but not much else. That's Ian Wheeler on the carry. And they're gonna give him a 1 yard gain. So 2nd and 9 coming up. That man has how many guitars with him? 11 guitars. Why did you bring 11 guitars? All right. Being under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion, right to left. Gonna play action and look to throw. Bean rolling right, looking to throw. Keeps it himself past the 45 and out of bounds right around their own 48. So 3rd and 2 coming up. They pick up the first. So the first down marker is right at midfield. So if they get the first, they won't be able to punt this drive. So we'll see. He barely fit in the 11th. The 11th was off to the side of the case. Being in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass right side, going to be way too high. And incomplete. Looking for Ian Wheeler out the backfield. So 4th and 2 from their own 48. And we'll have our first punt in the UFL this season. Do not expect to be seeing a lot of these. But we have a punt. All right, punt comes off clean. Going to be fair caught at the 20. So the Stallions will start from there. Not bad. Solid punt. I forgot to check if they changed the punt and how they changed the punting rules. Aside from obviously not being able to punt inside the 50, last year they had it where if the punt goes out of bounds inside the 20, it just goes back out to the 20. So you couldn't coffin corner punt. I think they changed that for this year. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I haven't seen anyone report that. But we'll see. At commercial break after the Louisville punt. All right. At commercial break. At commercial break. So that the Seahawks just made a coaching hire. Good for them. It's been one of the off seasons where for the NFL where I'm just like not worried at all. I'm not stressed about Miami doing anything because there's no expectation. So like any move they make, I'm just like, yeah, sure. Let's just see if it works out. They signed someone the other day, which I think made it like 24 free agent signings for Miami, and like all but one have been one year deals. So like I'm so fine with what's going on. At 11:26 to go in the first half. Just coming back from commercial break. First and 10 for the Stallions from their own 20-yard line. Corral in shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Ball on their own 21. Play action looking to throw. Corral with some time. Dump off left side. Going to be bobbled and caught. 23. But not much else. He's brought down instantly. Tyler Davis on the grab. So 2nd and 8 coming up. Yeah. I'm excited to see what Tutu Atwell could do. Jalen Tolbert, I think, was a great value sign-in. I think he can legit be a guy for Miami. But for the most part, I'm just like, yeah, throw everyone out there. I don't care. You've signed 45 players to you have 45 players on a 1-year deal at this point. Why not? Corral in shotgun, gonna hand this off up the middle, up past the 25 and brought down to the 26. That is Snoop Connor on the grab. Like, the Dolphins receiver room right now looks like a UFL receiver room, and it's amazing. Dude, you got Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, and Terrence Marshall are your main 3. Hell yeah. All right, 3rd and 5. Corral and shotgun back to his right. Going to look to throw. Quick pass left side. Can be caught for the first. Brought down near the 33-yard line. It is Jaden Mickens on the grab. He's having himself a solid night as well. Yeah. Just simple. Watch that end up being like one of the best receiving cores in the league next year. It would be such a Dolphins thing to go like 10-7 with the roster they currently have. Ain't gonna happen, but it'll be funny. Corral going to hand this off left side for McFarland. Space up past the 35 and brought down near the 40. All right, solid gain of roughly 7. I expected Tua and Tyreek to be on the move, so that's whatever. Waddle I was a bit surprised by, but the signs were definitely there that they were going to part ways with him at some point. Mainly because of the fact that Jeff Hafley did not mention him as a core building block in one of his first interviews. So you can tell that the time was going to come with him, but they got great return on it, so I'm fine with it. Corral handoff left side, going to be a gain of roughly 4. And that is Deon Cain on the carry, lined up in the backfield for that. Yeah. Again, like there's talent in this Dolphins roster. It's just how will it perform? It's a roster full of depth pieces, but that are gonna have to be starters. It's gonna be a very interesting season. Corral and shotgun looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side, gonna be caught for the first. It is Jaden Mickens up to the Kings 41. He's having a fantastic game. And with the Stallions pass in midfield, they cannot punt anymore on this drive. Another solid throw from Matt Corral. He's been having a great game as well. Well, again, but that was with Tutu being like receiver 4 on the Rams. He's gonna be receiver 2 for Miami. Corral gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's a gain of roughly 2 for Anthony McFarland. Again, it's gonna be a Dolphins season where the good thing is I don't see myself getting too angry next year, because even if they play poor, it's gonna be a whatever thing, because we're gonna go for Lenoris Sellers. It's a season where nothing matters, and I'm fine with it. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 8 from 39. Pressure coming, Corral stepping up, breaks off one would-be sack, dumps it off left side for Snoop Connor. Makes one man miss, gonna get his way to about the 35. Talk about making something out of nothing there. Corral looked dead to rights in the backfield. Good job stepping up and breaking off the pressure. And just getting it out to Snoop Connor. Yeah, and then Corral gets a block in there. Probably a block in the back, but he still gets a block. Third and 3 from the Kings' 34-yard line. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle for Connor. Has space, the 25-20. Going to be forced out of bounds around the 15. All right, Stallions are moving. Yeah, I was being a little generous. But also, like, there was a ton of talent on that Rams receiving room, so I'm not surprised he was buried in the depth chart. Weirdly enough, the Dolphins roster is being built like a UFL roster, and I'm so fine with that. just give guys a chance and see what they can do. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left. 1st and 10 from the 15, gonna hand this off up the middle, gets down to the 10. Deon Cain on the carry. Helmet comes off there as well. A solid gain of 5. Just under 5.5 to go in the first half. Yeah, so we're getting to the point where the replay center can step in consistently. Corral and shotgun back to his left, 3 receiving options to the right, man in motion right to left. Gonna hand this off right side for Anthony McFarland, and gonna lose about 4. Not much going there. Great defense by the Kings. I will say it's a bit weird saying Kings when watching football. I'm so used to that being Sacramento's team. Not anymore. A better Kings roster has hit the field. All right, 3rd and 8 for the Stallions. Corral and shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw once again. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Deion Kane. Great coverage by Jaheim Thomas to force the ball loose. And the Stallions will have a choice to make. Their kicker has been struggling tonight. They're going to send him out there to try and take the lead. Jonathan Garibay has a chance to put the Stallions up by 2. He missed an extra point earlier. He had the kick blocked earlier. This from 31 yards out and the right hash. To put the Stallions up by 2 late into the first half. Kick is up, and it is good. All right, not bad. 3:47 to play in the first half. Stallions finally retake the lead, despite having multiple chances before this. And we head to a commercial break. Not bad, not bad. All right, at commercial break. I would imagine the Kings will try and make this the final drive before half. Obviously, it'll depend on the return. One thing that I will give the UFL a lot of credit for is they pretty quickly figured out how to make kickoffs mean something, while the NFL is still struggling with that. Because all the UFL did was just push the kickoff back 5 yards. And already it's like every single year has made kickoffs that much more impactful. It's crazy how the NFL has not done that yet. But oh well. Oh well. At commercial break. All right. Time to see this Kings offense once again. They struggled a bit on the previous drive. But for the most part, I mean, it's been some solid football. I like they're interviewing McCarron on the sideline there. It is so weird seeing Adrian McCarron in Stallions gear. I can't. It's one. I don't think I'll get used to it by the time the season ends. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from the 20. Face out past the 35 and brought down at the 40. Great return by Jaden Sheardon. And the Kings are going to have some really solid starting field position. All right, it's Jason Bean once again taking the field. Kind of shocked they're not going multiple QB system here. At the same time, I'm fine with it. Kind of thought we would see one of the other guys by now, but I'm cool with sticking with them. Again, you want to get him to a rhythm. Having him play every other drive is not going to help. First and 10 from their own 40. 3:41 to play in the half. Bean under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Going to play action and look to throw. Bean rolling left, has some time. Now going to roll back right, trying to buy some more time. Pass right side is overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Isaiah Winstead. Put a little bit too much mustard on that one. 2nd and 10 coming up. And it's not a bad decision. That's why. There was some collision going on there on that route. Someone probably would have been open. Again, you still made something out of it, but yeah, you do not want to have your receivers colliding with each other. Being in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw once again. Has some time, pass right side, going to be just off the mark and incomplete. Some confusion there. Was looking for Trey McKitty. He turned the wrong way for where that ball was arriving. Bean put it on his outside shoulder. McKitty turned inside. It's the correct decision. McKitty just wasn't ready for the ball. Yeah, he turned over the wrong shoulder. Tough one. Yeah, compare that to a very similar throw Corral did on the Stallions' first drive. Just shows the difference. Being in shotgun, looking to throw in 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, pass left side, and gonna be caught to the Stallion 41. Beautiful catch through some traffic there for Caden. God, this is not. Okay, I need to go to ESPN for this. Hayden Prather? I think that's his name. I have the proper roster sheet, but it's still just not a great quality. As 1st and 10 throw is incomplete. Looking for Lucky Jackson deep down the right side. I want to make sure I get this name proper. Give me a second. No, it's not Proctor. That's a draft prospect. I can get the roster up quickly. 2-minute warning. Yeah, Caden Prather. Okay. I spent like a solid 10 minutes before the game started trying to get a better quality roster sheet. I just couldn't. So for some of these guys that I've not called their games before, it's gonna be stuff like that. Oh well. Former Maryland receiver. What I'm gonna keep this bookmarked. Yeah, because there is like the proper roster announcement stuff, but they just don't have the jersey numbers for them, so that's why I don't tend to use them. But I'll use it for a reference. It'll be better that way. All right, add commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Yeah. Which Tua's brother is over on Houston. We'll see. We might see him get some action tomorrow. During that 4:00 game. I know they announced Nolan Henderson's the guy going forward, but you never know with spring football. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Kings. Ball on the Stallion 42-yard line. Being under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right, man in motion, right to left. Play action looking to throw. Being with some time, deep shot over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That ball was placed perfectly, though, for Tariq Black. Just couldn't quite hang on. Oh, but that's a great throw. It's a throw it's on the money. Yeah, but Trey Norwood laying the lumber to force that ball loose. Did I say Noah? That's Nolan Henderson. Being in shotgun, back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle. Has some space past the 40 and down to about the 35. All right, it's Benny Snell on the carry, and we'll see what the Kings decide to do here. It's 4th and 4. Yeah, might as well try and get him to jump off sides, I guess. So keep him with the offense on the field. Being in shotgun, back to his left. Ball on the 35.5-yard line of the Stallions. Play clock winding down. 2 receiving options to each side. To get the snap off in time as Bean looks to throw. Pass left side. It's there. It's caught. Down to the 10 for Isaiah Winstead. And it's 1st and goal Kings. Jason Bean, he started a bit rough, but he has progressed nicely throughout this game. You cannot leave it that wide open. That's some busted coverage there. So Bean in shotgun, looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pressure coming, rolling to left, gonna try and take it himself. Gonna get down to about the 6, maybe the 7. They're gonna rule him at the 7. And we'll have a timeout called. I don't remember what school he played for, but he was with the Roughnecks last year. He was their quarterback during their good stretch at the tail end of the season. So he sticked around in Houston. All right, who called that timeout? I would imagine it's Louisville who called it. Maybe. I can definitely find out. Let me just make sure I have all the timeout proper. Yeah, it was Louisville. Okay. And then he went to Delaware. That's what it was. Which that I think there's a second Delaware quarterback that's no, he stayed one more year. That's what it is. Yeah. All right, just still that commercial break for the timeout called. Yeah, definitely right with smaller school. All right, just getting back from commercial break. It is 2nd and we're going to be 2nd and 5-ish for the Kings. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 7-yard line of the Stallions. Being alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Going to keep it himself up the middle, diving forward, and going to be just short. Probably going to be ruled at about the 1-yard line, so should then be 1st and goal. But couldn't quite break the plane. Took a hit there as well. Yeah, he could probably be down at the 1. But yeah, that's a fresh set of downs. So you'll have 1st and goal from the 1. Gives you a chance to do whatever you want to try and take the lead here before the half. They call their second timeout after that. Again, the Stallions get ball to begin the second half as well. And they're going to rule it 3rd and 1. Probably 3rd and inches, more so. All right. Yeah, solid drive here to end the half. All right, Bean under center, back and fullback behind him. 3rd and 1. 3rd and inches from the 1.5-yard line. Handoff left side, and he is it. Look, are they saying that's a fumble? The ball comes loose. If so, Stallions have it. When did he cross the... They're saying a fumble, and the Stallions have it. No shot you fumble on the 1-yard line. No shot. Oh, that's a fumble. That's a beautiful peanut punch from Kava to Zeno to force the ball loose and keep the Stallions with the lead entering the half. Brutal for Louisville. 38 seconds, we're going to a commercial break. Ian Wheeler got the carry on the fullback dive. Brutal to not hang on to that ball. He pretty much had a walk-in touchdown. Oh, brutal. Just a rough first half for the Kings. The interception on the opening drive. The fumble right before the half. Brutal. Yeah, I've been surprised with this opener. I wasn't expecting anything too insane out of it. But there's been some good action with it. Some really good throws as well, which I'm impressed by. Ooh, that's rough. That's... Man, the Kings would have had so much good momentum entering the half as well. I mean, I'll think it's going to be Stallions ball on like the 1-yard line. So there's still an opportunity here for them to get some momentum back. But you just can't be fumbling there. Even if you go down quickly, you get the first down. Like that wasn't end zone or bust. That was just simply don't turn the ball over, and you did just that. All right, just getting back from commercial break. That is a great peanut punch, though. I'll give him that, but that's tough fumble. You pretty much had a walk-in touchdown. You just hang on to the ball. But that's that Stallions defense that has been able to make those type of plays so frequently the past few years. They just keep doing it. And ball on the 3-yard line. Corral and shotgun back to his right. And he bobbles the snap. Corral rolling right, gonna just pass this one at the feet, incomplete. Was able to just to get the ball out towards Justin Ross. But that... Are you kidding me? How do you bobble the snap right after? Luckily, he didn't pull in Orlovsky and run out the back of the end zone. But man, that's close. 2nd and 10. Corral and shotgun back to his left. Going to hand this off right side for Snoop Connor. Gets past the 5 and down to about the 9. All right. And that should bring us to halftime. 3rd and 3 if they decide to run another play, though I doubt it. Yeah, they're going to let this clock run. That'll be halftime. Stallions get ball to begin the second half. And what a first half this was. Stallions lead by 2. Some sloppiness, for sure, but that's going to happen when there's no preseason games. And these guys are still figuring out each other for the most part. Still anybody's game, and that's all you can ask for. But man, what a first half of the UFL. Man, oh man. All right, so at the half, both defenses have been playing pretty well. And yeah, the Stallions have been pretty consistent offensively, but the Kings have made multiple mistakes and they're still right in this game. So they still have they still have a very clear road ahead of them to win this. Been not a bad first half. Not a bad first half. All right. Yeah, tomorrow, the first game tomorrow is at noon, and it is a classic rivalry. It is the Battlehawks and the Defenders going at it from the Dome at America Center. That game should be fantastic, even with some new look rosters in St. Louis's side. Should still be a very fun game. 4 o'clock EST tomorrow. We get to see technically 2 new debuts for 2 rebranded teams. Dallas takes on Houston. Another should be pretty solid game considering what those teams are. Luis Perez is not starting for the Renegades for the first time, period, for them. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I'm excited to see what Austin Reed can do, former University of West Florida guy. And with that, University of West Florida are being moved to the FCS level, so congratulations to them. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. EST, Columbus takes on Orlando. That's the game I'm most excited for in this week 1 slate. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for the beer snake at least a week when they get their home opener. Bob Flash. I know you said that that you might not be completely riding with the Battlehawks this season, but even then, Brandon Silvers is the starter for them. Completely, I mean, not technically a new head coach because Ricky Prohl was with them in 2023. But this is a completely different Battlehawks team from what we've seen the past 2 years. There has to be some intrigue there about what their plan is. Because there's still a good handful of guys on this roster from years past that we know that you're pretty confident in being really solid guys. They also added Carlos Davis, who's been a stud for the Stallions the past 2 years. So that's another great piece for that defense. The defense I'm confident in for St. Louis to be solid. I just don't know about the offense. The receiver room is pretty similar, if I'm not mistaken. You still have Akeem Butler, you still have Jacquor Pearson, you still have Blake Jackson, but it's Frank Darby is still there as well. Yeah, Gary Jennings I think returns from 2023. The receiver room is pretty similar. You only have 1 tight end listed on this roster, which is insane, but whatever. I'm sure they'll find a way to work around that. It is no, it's 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Eastern, so 11 a.m. Central. Yeah, like, and then like the running back room is still largely the same from last year. It's like there's still like similar pieces. The big thing is you don't have Manny Wilkins, you don't have AJ. The quarterback room's the question. Kind of similar to Louisville, but we'll see. Offensive line, I think it's pretty similar as well. All good. Like that game is, and then again, DC kept damn near everyone from last year's championship roster. It is funny how many pieces they've kept. Like their entire quarterback room is the same. The entire running back room is basically the same. The tight end room is entirely the same. The receiver room is basically entirely the same. So like that, this DC team is poised to be a monster this year. All right, they're getting the halftime show set up. All right, that game's on ESPN tomorrow. Got it. I like how the games are not back to back this year. Last year, pretty much every Saturday was a noon and 3 p.m. kick, and I hated it. I think there's one weekend slate where there is a back to back like that. But for the most part, I like that they've kept it separate with minimum an hour between game times. But yeah, at the half. At the half. Yeah. Honestly, I've seen worse stages for halftime shows from the NFL. I still think back to that Thanksgiving halftime show in Detroit. I think it was Jack Harlow. He got a terrible stage. At least this is like they're keeping it simple. Nice. I will say through one half of play, they have not once gone to Dean Blandino. I am shocked. He was everywhere last year. I'm sure. I'm sure. And the other surprise, not been a single penalty in so far. Russell Dickerson. I don't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure for all of the halftime shows for the home openers, they try to keep it to like local talent. So I don't know. Just based off of that guitar, it does not seem country, but I'm not listening to it, so I don't know. Honestly, let me get. Oh yeah, that's country. Is that? No, it's a blend. The guitar is definitely not country, but the lyrics feel it. That's a nice solo. Okay, lots of respect. Hey, he can play. It's all that matters. I know on Sunday night we're getting DJ Khaled for Orlando. That's gonna be hilarious. That's gonna be a fun halftime show. I don't care much for like the songs DJ Khaled has released, but just I'm so interested to see how his stage presence is gonna be. Because when Big Noon Kickoff was in Orlando for the game against Colorado like 2 years ago, like he did okay. Like DJ Khaled did fine on Big Noon Kickoff, but like he's not someone that like you would go see perform. I don't. Yeah, I don't see him. Respect for doing respect. Getting respect to the UFL for getting halftime shows at all of these home openers. Like that is such a nice touch to make a first impression. And like some of the names they got are like legit names. Like DJ Khaled in Orlando, they got Ludacris in Houston, which that's not going to be seen tomorrow because that game's in Dallas. Yeah, like they got some. They got like they actually got some names for these. So yeah, I gotta give him props. All right, at halftime. Oh yeah, there's that Kings mascot. Was it Derby's the name of it? Which that makes a lot more sense than Orlando's mascot. When we get to when we get to Sunday night, I'll air my grievances with Orlando's mascot choice, especially name wise. But that'll be saved for halftime of that game. But yeah, not bad. Just waiting for the start of the second half. I mean, it's a good way to get more ears to some of these guys. Like I'll probably go back and listen to some of this because I'm gonna be sifting through this game again to get footage for power rankings. But also like my album backlog is already big enough, and I'm not sure if I need more. I'm actually behind on that.
which I can also. I have two scripts in here in my scripts in my scripts folder on my PC. I have two here that are from like 2 years ago. I'm not sure if I'm gonna touch those at some point. I mean I will, but I'm not sure when. I'll probably dive into one of these albums on my backlog this weekend. Maybe on Sunday. We'll see. Yeah, I also have other research stuff, a part of this scripts folder that I was supposed to do stuff with earlier this month. Never got around to it. Yeah. And I have fun ideas. Like I have ideas for videos, but when I actually start the process of researching them, something comes up. Either something comes up, or I just lose interest. Like what's one of those is the Eagles video, for the video on the Eagles offense. That in the perfect world would have came out February 20th. But I got to work on it, and then I had an entire weekend that was taken up by plans, and I just completely lost interest in it. To the point where I'm probably more so just gonna reference the research done for that video when I talk about the Eagles during the off season. Because at this point, it's beating the dead horse. So I'll probably reference the research done for that in the future, but it probably won't ever get its own dedicated video at this point. As we're still at halftime. At halftime. All right. Again, Stallions get ball to begin the second half. Gotta say, he has good stage presence. That's going to be the key thing with all of these halftime shows on home openers. Is you're gonna have guys that need good stage presence for it to be worthwhile. That's why I'm very excited to see DJ Khaled on Sunday. When they got tomorrow for St. Louis, they got the St. Lunatics, which I'm pretty sure they've done halftime shows in the UFL before, so we kind of know what to expect with them. I forget who they got for Dallas. All right, seems like they're just wrapping up the halftime show here. Second half moments away. All right, still at half. At the half. Is this still like the 15-minute halftime shows that the NFL does? I imagine so. Yeah, it's country. I gotta say though, the guitars do sound nice with it. Oh yeah, DJ Khaled is who they got for the Orlando Storm. That's gonna be something. They got good old DJ Khaled, man. I cannot wait for that. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, they probably had a budget for the halftime shows. As this one's just wrapping up. Probably had a budget for the halftime shows, and like 50% of it went to DJ Khaled. Just knowing DJ Khaled. All right, but this one's wrapping up. Commercial break. Second half gonna begin here shortly. At commercial break. Yeah, I'm excited for I'm excited for the Saint Lunatics tomorrow, and then I forget who Dallas got. Let me look it up. I'm not surprised by that. Dallas got Ty Myers. Comparing that, comparing that to some of the other places is Yeah, that's definitely a who. Again, it's a local artist that definitely seems popular to a degree. Let me look at his Spotify page. I haven't heard of him. Meanwhile, DC got Wale. Houston got Ludacris. Orlando got DJ Khaled. What was the other one? Birmingham got Gucci Mane. Because of course. I'm liking the game so far. I also do like this more so like what's the best way for me to phrase it? I like that this is football for me to be impartial to. Because the thing with damn, usually has 4 million monthly listeners. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on bashing them. This game is on Fox. Like the thing I've always liked with the UFL and spring football as a whole is I can just watch football. I don't need to be stressing about who wins. The thing with the NFL is I am a diehard Dolphins fan, and that team has probably caused me to lose years off my life. But with the UFL, I just want good football. I don't care. Now this upcoming Dolphins season is going to be a bit different because there's no expectations. But like I haven't had a team to root for in spring football since 2023 because the Guardians are not a thing. So I've had 3 years of just football to be football. I mean, there's Devon Achane, there's Aaron Brooks, Patrick Paul is good. Patrick Paul has been developing nicely, but like this is a Dolphins roster that has 45 players on 1-year deals. So it is purely a team full of prove it guys, and I'm excited to see if they can prove it. When healthy, Bradley Chubb is good. So if he's healthy for Buffalo, he'll be a solid piece for them. Will he be game changing? Probably not. But he'll be better than Joey Bosa was for them, and better than Von Miller was. The issue is he needs to stay healthy. He missed all of 2024 for Miami with an injury he suffered in the back half of 2023. So he hasn't played. Like he played 1 full season with the Dolphins and he got 8 sacks. Like he's solid. Miami definitely overpaid for his services in 2022. Yeah, like it's gonna be a fun season because I get to watch Dolphins football and not lose my mind. Because last season was not good for me. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. No, they got Hill up and out of there. At the same time, they got Chubb gone, and that's perfect. Makes perfect sense. Tyreek Hill won't sign on with anyone until training camp, probably, because no one knows how he's gonna be with the injury. All right, just coming back from commercial break. Second half on the way here soon. Yeah, in terms of offensive skill position players that are still on the roster from last year, you have Devon Achane and you have Greg Dulcich. That's it. And you also have Malik Washington. I gave Malik Washington some credit; he was solid. But you have 3 guys, and I'm fine with that. Like technically, you also have like Taj Washington, but he's not. He's more so a special teams player for Miami. All right, the Stallions set to receive the second half kickoff. Matt Corral on the sideline, ready to take the field. And the second half from Louisville. There was some wind that forced the ball off the tee, so a split second longer. There we go. Nope. The wind is in full force to begin the second half already. The ball fell off the tee right as he was winding up his kick. Okay, so now the second half from Louisville is underway. Kick going to be returned beginning from the 15. Space out past the 20, past the 25, and going to be brought down near the 27. So Matt Corral and the Stallion offense will start from there. Up by 2. They've been pretty solid in this game already. 3 proper drives, scored on 2 of them. We'll see what they can do here. I'm not either. Mainly because I need to see some of them in action before I really make a judgment on them. Mainly the 4-point field goal. The punting thing is whatever. They don't punt a lot in this league anyway. Corral and shotgun back to his left. Going to hand this off right side for McFarland. Face up past the 30, 35. Fighting his way past the 40. And finally brought down near the 43. Really good carry for Anthony McFarland to begin this game. I will say we've already seen a good example of why 1 foot in bounds for catches is going to be better for the league, and that was on the Kings touchdown drive. 1 foot's going to make games more excited because you're going to have bigger plays. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, looking to throw for the first time this half. Corral with time, pass right side is going to be incomplete. Through the hands of Justin Ross, the former Chiefs receiver, and it's 2nd and 10 coming up. I feel like of all of the receivers on this Stallions roster, Justin Ross has the most pressure on him because he was expected to be like a mainstay for that Chiefs receiver room. And he just never really got his chance there. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. Gonna hand this off right side for McFarland. Space past the 45 and gonna fight his way to about the 49. So a 3rd and 4 coming up. Ball on their own 49-yard line. This is the moment where I'm excited to see how the Stallions play this. If they get 2 yards, if they get 2 yards, they can't punt. And it'll be 4th and 2 from the 49-yard line. So, like, you kind of have to pass it here, right? And try and just pass it past the sticks. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side, gonna look to throw. Quick pass right side, gonna be caught for the first. Up to the Louisville 46-yard line. It is Jaden Mickens on the grab. Trying to keep the drive going. He could definitely. He's had 2 passes towards him. One was more so a throwaway. The other one he just dropped. Like I'm excited to see how he does. John Ross, I think, could be a great player in this league. I want to see him get involved a lot. Corral and shotgun back to his right, gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna get stuffed at the line for no gain. It is Snoop Connor on the carry. All right. Yeah, this is a Stallions receiver room that has a ton of talent. Yet the main talent you would think would be on display tonight has not been. It's been guys like Jaden Mickens and Dawood Davis, which is great. Corral and shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Man in motion left to right. There's an end around for Mickens. And going to be brought down well behind the line. Back at the Stallions zone 48. That play never stood a chance as Xavier Carlton on the tackle for loss. And it's a 3rd and long coming up for the Stallions. Great penetration there. Probably, if that was the NFL, that's taunted. Instead, it's 3rd and 16, and the Stallions can't punt, and so they're in the pickle here. You need to get at least half. Corral in shotgun, looking to throw in 3rd and 16. Has some time as the Kings only send 3. Pass over the middle is caught for the first. Up to the Kings 30-yard line. It's Jaden Mickens on the grab. And they keep the drive alive. Why are you only rushing 3? That's a good catch from Mickens. But why are you only rushing 3? It's 3rd and 16. Get pressure. 99 is Xavier Carlton for the Kings. Corral gonna hand this off up the middle and gonna find space to pick up about 5. It's Snoop Connor on the carry. Maybe fought for an extra yard or 2 from there. Gain of 6-ish. We have former Cal Golden Bear made that tackle for loss on the previous 2nd down. It does look a lot better. Actually, having a filled out stadium looks so much better than some of the stadiums that were in the UFL last year. Corral in shotgun, gonna play action and look to throw. Pressure coming, rolling left, now gonna roll right. Dump off right side, gonna be caught. Trying to make people miss and has space. Inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 5 is Justin Ross on the catch and run, but there is a penalty. The first of the night. We'll see what this is. There's some pushing and shoving going after the play as well. It is holding against the Stallions. So 10 yards going to be a replay of 2nd down. Yeah, it's been really good football. The quality is there. The quality has always been there with the UFL. Especially with some of like the topper teams of the leagues in the past. Quality has been there. But like when you have a team like Memphis last year playing in front of 2,000 people, yeah, it's not going to look as good. This same game being played in Memphis instead of Louisville would have a completely different feel. 2nd and 13, Corral and shotgun back to his left, looking to throw in 2nd and 13. Pressure coming, dump off left side is incomplete. Trying to get it out there to Anthony McFarland. So a 3rd and 13 coming up. The Kings are able to get pressure in there, which makes it more confusing why they only rushed to 3 on 3rd and 16 before. But now it's 3rd and 13, so are the Kings going to change their strategy a bit here? Corral in shotgun. Play clock winding down. Back to his left. 2 receivers to each side, looking to throw. Corral has some time. Breaks off some sacks. Rolling right. Still looking. Going to take it himself, and the ball is loose. Corral gets laid out. The Stallions fall on it on the 40. But what a hit as they lose about 10. Yeah, Corral took a shot there. What a hit. Eric Garrour laying the wood. And that went from a 40-something yard field goal to now a 50-something yard field goal. It's 4th and 20 after that. Yeah, since they passed midfield, they can't punt. So it's 4th and 20 and the offense is on the field. Corral and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw. King send 4. Has some time. Dump off over the middle. Caught by McFarland. And going to be brought down at the 30. It's a turnover on downs for the Stallions. All right. So There's a handful of There's probably about half or so of the players in the league I just know by memory because of covering the league for now the third season. I also have the media guides pulled up off to the side here. That way, when a player makes a play, I can make sure to say their name. Because one thing that's great about the UFL is the depth chart that the announcers get, they just give out to the public as well. So I'm able to use those also. Yeah, if that gets brought over to the NFL, it wouldn't be midfield. It would be probably the 45 or 40-yard line, which already that is pretty much the case. So it'd probably be more redundant in the NFL because kickers in the NFL can hit once you get past the 50 anyway, or past the 45. Whereas in the UFL, not every kicker can hit from 60 plus. So there's a little bit more of more strategies in there. Because like that same example, there was 4th and 20 from your own 40. Every team in the NFL is just sending out the field goal unit. But the Stallions tonight have had some issues with their kicker, so they had to go for it instead. He might be able to hit from 57, but they just don't trust him in this game. Which is why they're probably going to get a new kicker for next week. As we're at commercial break, waiting for the Kings' first drive of the half. Yeah, so we've pretty much have seen every rule change tonight, aside from the 4-point field goals now. So just have to wait and see with that. I would be shocked if we get it tonight. I would more so expect it tomorrow in DC St. Louis. I think we'll see it there. Bean in shotgun, back to his left, looking to throw from 1st and 10. Pass deep, right side, it's incomplete. That's a really good throw from Jason Bean. Just couldn't hang on to Zach Davidson. Someone who's also been having a pretty rough night. That is the exact spot you want that ball thrown to. It is on the money. Couldn't bring it in. That's a tough one. That's one he wants back. Bean looking to throw once again on 2nd and 10. Deep shot left side is placed beautifully. Inside the 30 to the Stallion 26. They went right back to the deep shot, and it's Tariq Black on the grab this time. That is a 60-plus yard throw. Not 60. 50-plus yard throw. Hell of an arm there. Bean looking to throw once again on 1st and 10. Another deep shot, this time right side. It's overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Isaiah Winstead. Well, I'm not sure. I know they definitely drafted him this past offseason. I'm not sure where he was at, though, before. Like he was good in Kansas. He was making those kind of throws in Kansas. Just never really got his chance in the NFL. Bean going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 2 for Benny Snell. But I like the aggressiveness off the bat for Louisville on this drive. 3 straight deep shots. You got one of them to hit. Now regroup for 3rd and 8. Bean in shotgun, back to his right, looking to throw in 3rd and 8. Pass left side, going to be caught and out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Lucky Jackson on the grab. So it's a 4th and 3 inside the red zone. And they're going to send out the field goal unit. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember him. I do remember him Colts preseason a little bit. But yeah, it would make sense if Memphis would have been the team that drafted him initially because they had. This was one of the things that the UFL did in their first year that was always kind of funny, where the final game of the season between Memphis and Houston, the winner got the first overall pick, and that was one of Memphis's first wins on the season. 37-yard kick from the left hash is up and good. The Kings retake the lead. All right. Solid action to begin the second half. And we head to commercial break with 4:51 to play in the third. I'm already not the greatest. I remember in NFL draft classes. That's just not how my mind works with that. So remembering UFL draft classes is going to be a different beast. Yeah, I remember that. Most of these guys were like solid preseason players that just couldn't quite crack a roster spot. Oh, and speaking of Kansas, Jason Bean's school, there's a commercial feature in them. Yep, ad commercial. Louisville running just a one quarterback system has been great for them. You have seen throughout the game Jason Bean really just getting more comfortable with things. And that's the main reason why I love it when a team does not run two quarterback systems. Because you need to let guys get comfortable, and it's just not possible in a 2 QB system. Now, I do think we'll see that at some point this season, or this week. I do think there will be a team that runs that. But the fact that Louisville is not one of those teams is great. Here. The spicy chicken I had earlier came back to bite me there. We're good. Just coming back from commercial break. $4.51 to go in the third. Kickoff going to be returned beginning from the 22, space out past the 30 and down to about the 34. Maybe they give him the 35. Either way, the Stallions start from there. I was kind of expecting them to run a 2 QB system. I still am expecting Orlando to run a 2 QB system to a degree, because Anthony Beck has done that in the past with St. Louis, especially when you have kind of two different styles of quarterbacks. So we'll see Sunday night. But yeah, Jack Plummer getting the start is definitely surprising to a degree. Corral quick pass left side, can be caught up past the 40, 45. Making people miss is John Ross. Flipping the field, has space. Past the 45 to 40, 35 to 30. Still going and finally brought down near the 30. There is a penalty down, but John Ross reminding people why the Bengals drafted him with 10th overall in 2017. But this is going to be coming back either way. Offensive pass interference against the Stallions is the call. All that running for nothing. But like, even though that gets called back, man, it's good to see John Ross back in action. Yeah, Jaden Mickens initiated contact just too soon. That's all you need John Ross to do. Is just get the ball in space and make people miss. And it's going to be electric. All right, so 1st and 20 after the offensive pass interference. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Ball on their own 25. Going to hand this off up the middle. And that's going to be a gain of 3-ish. That's Tyronian Davis Price on the carry. Former LSU Tiger. All right, Corral and shotgun back to his left. 2nd and 17 after the gain of 3. 2 receivers to each side. Corral gonna look to throw. Pressure coming, slip in, rolling right. Deep shot right side, gonna be incomplete. Looking for Laviska Shenault. Didn't quite read that ball properly. And gets knocked loose by Deontay Prince. Tyron, thank you. I knew once I said his name incorrectly, you're going to correct me, Bot Flash. You always do with the LSU guys. Corral looking to throw on 3rd and 17. Has some time, pass over the middle is a bit low and behind, but still caught by Jaden Mickens. They pick up the first on 3rd and long once again. Yeah, Jaden Mickens has been a stud for them. He's been having himself one hell of a game. So 1st and 10 from their own 47. Gonna give this to Davis Price once again for a gain of a yard. Adjusting this roster sheet on the fly. There we go. Now we have Phonics Spellings on here. Second and 9 from their own 48. Corral and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Gonna hand this off, and that's gonna be met behind the line for a loss of a yard or so. Snoop Connor on the carry. Well, did you see Travis Etienne or Travis Achan with his last name pronunciation? That's gonna be fun. In once we get to like the main part of the off season, so like June or July is when I'm gonna make my spreadsheets of all the phonics spelling of names. That's gonna be fun. 3rd and 10. Corral and shotgun back to his left, looking to throw. Has some time, pass right side, gonna be caught. Makes one man miss and dives forward for the first. It's Jaden Mickens once again. Gets just enough to keep the chains moving. He is having himself a breakout game. People be crazy about that, and for reasons. I mean, I'm sure I get it. I probably will try to pronounce it like that, but I guarantee I'm in the moment of calling the Saints game next year. I'm gonna say ETN, guaranteed. Even though I'm gonna have the phonics spell in there, I'm gonna be saying ETN. Corral handoff right side for Snoop Connor. Gonna get inside the 40 to the 39, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. 15 minutes remain in this opening game of the UFL season. Will the dynasty of the Stallions get another win? Will the dynasty of the Stallions get another win to add to their collection, or will the Kings get off on the right foot for franchise history? It's the same thing with Bijan Robinson or Bijan Robinson. I forget which one he prefers. It's one of those where it's just like, yeah, I get it, but people are so deep in how they're used to saying it. Good luck trying to get them to change. Yeah. I'm gonna be so curious if the Saints broadcasters for the preseason and how they pronounce it, and if they go with the new way, because I'm gonna go based off of what the Saints broadcasters do, like straight up, because I do end up watching all the preseason stuff, so I tend to go off of what those announcers say for names. So like I'm gonna be watching Saints preseason, and if they say ETN, I'm going ETN during the season. As we're at commercial break, waiting for the start of the fourth quarter. Hey, the Marlins won. Hell yeah. Yeah, and that's why I like going off of, because every team's main announcing crew, like for the preseason stuff, those are the de facto, like, if you need to figure out pronunciations, go to them. I mean, with Birmingham's different defenders, I mean, they have much of the same core from last year. So like Dre Norwood, Stephen Gilmore, Kavon Tazino, they've been making great plays. In terms of Louisville's side, I mean, Xavier Carlton had that nice tackle for loss. Really, it's Eric Garor who had that nice forced fumble on the opening drive of this half for Louisville. And he's a ULL guy, Louisiana Lafayette. Good for him, man. And this is a team that has a corner room full of Louisiana guys, huh? Not full, but like they got two Louisiana guys in a room of 4 people, 5 people maybe. Hey. Oh, they got some the Louisville Sluggers bats out there. All right, start of the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6, ball on the King 39-yard line. Corral and shotgun, gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna be Snoop Connor losing about 2. There's Keaton Ellis breaking into the backfield from the free safety spot. And a 3rd and decently long coming up. Gotta say, of those 2 bats they're showing off, the Louisville one is better. At least it looks better. I'm disappointed. I've not seen a Louisiana Monroe player on any of these rosters so far. Corral looking to throw in 3rd and 7. Pass deep, left side, gonna be incomplete. Looking for Deion Kane. There is a penalty though. Might have been a free play for the Stallions. Yep, offsides against the Kings. So a 3rd and 2 coming up. I don't know. There has to be someone from ULM that's like half decent at football, right? Yeah, it's one of those schools where it's fun. It's fun to see them like have some success. I remember when General Booty transferred there, it was like a big thing. Only for it to not be talked about during the season. Corral gonna hand this off left side for Snoop Connor, and he's gonna lose about 5. stood no chance there. Cameron Dantzler into the backfield instantly. He has made 2 really good plays in this game. The pass breakup earlier and then that tackle for loss. It might have just put the Stallions out of field goal range. Yeah, the Dolphins had him on the preseason roster. They just could not use him for some reason, despite how injured Miami's corner room was last year. All right, 3rd and 5. Corral and shotgun looking to throw. Quick pass right side, going to be caught, but brought down short of the line to gain. Jaden Mickens couldn't break free. And it's a turnover on downs for the Stallions once again. DeAndre Prince. Another solid play on a 4th down. And we head to commercial break. I mean, yeah, my Miami last year was a confusing mess. Like, they somehow beat the Bills, and then, like, it's fine. It's just gonna be another bullet point in a video I've been meaning to work on. I just don't have the time for that kind of commitment for research yet. I want to do a video on that on Miami's past 25 years, but I don't know, that never even got close to getting off the ground. Yeah. There's a good chunk of guys where I'm like, how are they not on UFL rosters? Lynn Bowden is one of them. He was on the Kings during training camp. You just couldn't stick around. It's weird. He's someone that should be on a roster here. Same with Leon O'Neal. He was with Houston last year. He's a really good safety. Just could not stick to a roster. Yeah, kind of. Like, but Buffalo can add all they want to their roster. They're just cursed. And maybe getting a new stadium will lift the curse, but Buffalo's one of those teams where I just have no faith in them getting over the hump. I also don't want to see them get over the hump, but all right, just getting back from commercial break. Like, my sentiment with Buffalo is Josh Allen would be the easiest quarterback for me to root for if he was wearing any other team's uniform. Play action looking to throw for Jason Bean. Buying some time. Pass left side. Gonna be caught. What a catch. Up past the 50, the 40, 35, and down to about the 36. What a catch for Isaiah Winstead, former Arlington Renegade. And the Kings are moving. That's a head topper. He stole that from him. Jeez. Alex Cook never knew what hit him there. That's the type of talent that Dallas is going to need this year that there's not going to have in the Renegade. Bean pass left side going to be incomplete. I know he got hit hard. And he's out. That instantly, that did not look good. I think they went back to Winstead there. And he just, he got hit hard. He landed awkwardly. And we go into a commercial break for injury timeout. Instant, like the second he hit the ground, you knew he was concussed. That's how hard we're talking. It's instantly into defensive position. So Best wishes there. That's a scary sight. Yeah, but Jason Bean has really grown over the course of this game. It's been great to see, and it makes me even more confident about the Kings this year than what I already was. All right, but add commercial break again. Best prayers go out. That's a scary sight. Bad. First game as well of the season. That sucks to see, especially someone like Isaiah Winstead, who is a fantastic receiver. Just sucks. Yeah, the Kings have quite a few guys that were from the Renegades last year that are now here. And the Renegades are going to miss them. Isaiah Winstead's one of them. Javante Payton's another. Even though Payton has not done a lot in this game, he is one of those guys where the Renegades are going to miss him. Great to see that Winstead's up. He's getting helped off the field. That's great to see. But good to see that he's able to move. I get the decision for the throw. Yeah, he lands hard on his head. It's a nice throw. Just goes through his hands. He lands hard on his head and he gets a knee to the head. Yeah, it's just that's a tough one. At least he's able to walk off the field. Though I doubt he'll be back in this one. So 2nd and 10, ball on the Stallions 31. Being under center, back behind him. Gonna play action, look to throw. Pressure comes quick. Pass left side, gonna be caught by Davidson. Finding space and gonna be brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Alright, got technically something out of nothing there. Could have been a lot worse. 12 minutes to play in the game and counting. All right, 3rd and 10. I'm kind of shocked that some of the other tight ends for Louisville have not been utilized more. Especially someone like Jalen Weirdermeyer, who was really solid last year in his very like spot snaps he got. All right, the Kings are going to call their first timeout. They're not going to get that snap off in time. So 3rd and 10 from the Stallion 31. They do. I believe they also have 2 Bengals tight ends, technically. And I know McKitty was one. I think Davidson was also in Cincy for a brief period. All right, 3rd and 10. Bean in shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on the Stallions 31. Looking to throw. Has some time. Rolling right to buy some more. Still looking. Gonna pass right side, that's caught. Has space inside the 20, the 15, and down to the 10. Lucky Jackson on the grab. Been his favorite target of the night. Getting it to him once again to move the chains. There we go. And the Kings are right back in the red zone. They couldn't capitalize the last time they were here. See if they can do it this time. And good heads up play from Jackson to get himself open when his QB needs him most. Yeah, he has been great in this game. All right, 1st and goal. Bean in shotgun, looking to throw. Has some time. Pass right side's high and incomplete. Looking for Jackson once again. Had him open underneath. Put too much into it. Luckily, it falls incomplete. 2nd and goal coming up. So 2nd and goal, gonna hand this off right side for Benny Snell. That's a gain of 2. 3rd and goal coming up. Yeah, he lets the ball sail on him at times, but when he's on target, he's on target. It's just you have to dial it in. But that's something that can be improved throughout the season as he builds more chemistry with these receivers. All right, 3rd and goal from the 8. Bean in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left, looking to throw. Pass right side, going to be caught inside the 5 and brought down at the 2. Tariq Black on the grab, 4th and goal. And the Kings have a choice here with 9:20 to play in the game. A field goal to bring them up 4 is still a 1-possession game. What a duh. I think I send out the field goal unit. Trying to bring them up by 4, which in this league is still only a field goal game. That's a better way to phrase it. 20-yard kick from the right hash. Tanner Brown on for the field goal try. Kick is up, and it is good. All right, Kings lead by 4. 8:37 to play in this game. Still plenty of time for Matt Corral and the Stallions team that's had plenty of comebacks in the past. But first, a commercial break. I could see him go as well. I could see him get back as well to the NFL. Similar to like an Adrian Martinez in a way, where there's potential there that a team would like to have as a 3rd QB. But we'll see. Off of one game, it's hard to truly judge. If he continues to improve throughout the season, 100%. But that's something that you need to see. Yeah, he needs the reps, and he's going to be getting the reps. Again, it's why I like that they're not doing a 2-quarterback system, because they're getting him the reps, and he's getting comfortable throughout the game. Still unpolished, but that polish is getting there. And with how well their defense is playing, you can have an errant throw like that as long as it doesn't turn the ball over. All right. At commercial break. All right, just getting back from commercial break. See what the Stallions can do here. Been a rough second half for this offense. Can't quite get things going consistently. They moved the ball well, just not well enough. They've gotten close to field goal range, but just fallen short. Kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 15. Base out past the 25, past the 30. Trucks his teammate and gets to the 34. Hey, the broadcast is making a good point. The Stallions have left 4 points off the board due to special teams issues. The missed extra point and the blocked field goal is why the Kings are up by 4 right now. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of a yard. Nice. Believe that was McFarland on the carry. So 2nd and 9 coming up. Yeah, it was. Cool. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 8 minutes to play in the game. 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on their own 35. Corral going to look to throw. Has some time. Dump off right side. Going to be caught by Deion Kane. And going to only get about 3. Despite catching it about 5 yards down the field. He went backwards a bit there. But Deion Kane has been quiet in this game. One of the top receiving options for the Stallions has been held in check. Another good reason why the Kings have the lead. So 3rd and 6. Yeah, kind of a big 3rd down here. Corral and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Has some time. Pass left side. Going to be caught by Deion Kane. Has space past the 45 and out of bounds at the 49. There you go. Deion Kane should be the number 1 target for Corral on this drive. Those two have great chemistry over the years of work they have together. And in a borderline gotta have it drive, that's the guy he should be looking towards. So 1st and 10, Corral and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. The give to McFarland left side. Going to get about 2, maybe 3. Either way, he gets to the Kings side of the field. And thus, the Stallions can no longer punt on this drive. 6.5 to play in the game. Again, this is the first of 4 for this week 1 slate. Tomorrow we got 2 games beginning at noon EST as the defenders take on the Battlehawks. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right as well, looking to throw. Corral with some time. Pass deep left side, going to be underthrown and tipped incomplete. It's Cameron Dantzler once again on the pass breakup. He's having a solid game over there. And a 3rd and 7 coming up. It's not a bad throw. It's open. If he leads him down the field, it's open for Deion Kane. Just did not quite put enough into it, and Dantzler was able to make a play. So yeah, they're in 4 down territory. 3rd and 7. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Going to look to throw. Pressure coming. Trying to dance in the pocket. Rolling right. Dump off right side. Going to be caught, and that's enough for the first. Snoop Connor picks up 8. And the Stallions keep the drive alive. Corral's pocket movement has been on another level this game. He's done a great job avoiding pressure, not getting sacked. Just his pocket presence is great. Has been great tonight. Corral and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff right side. And gonna get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Just under 5 minutes to play in the game. There we go. All right, the attendance numbers for this game. Just over 14,000 people in the stands at Louisville. That's a great number. Because considering the numbers that Memphis brought in last year, that's a great number. Corral and shotgun back to his left. Going to play action and look to throw. Pressure coming. Pass deep right side. Going to be well overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Justin Ross. A little bit of miscommunication there as well. 3rd and 10 coming up. He's open on that. Corral needs to place it better. Yeah. Justin Ross ran his route more so as a corner towards that outside. Corral expected him to go up the seam. Again, that's the type of miscommunication that'll get worked out throughout the weeks, but it's tough to have it happen in this moment. Corral and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw in 3rd and 10. Pass right side, gonna be caught by Justin Ross inside the 25 to the 23. Great catch through the traffic to move the chains. He was completely covered there, but did not matter. As there is a King slow to get up afterwards. It's Kenny Robinson. Some friendly fire on that one. I think he got a heel to the face mask. So we're gonna head to a commercial break or the injury timeout. Two tough injuries for the Kings in this game already. Already relating to the game, but 2 tough injuries for the Kings early on this season. But again, they have the talent to work through it. It's just unfortunate. All right, add commercial break. This has been a really good drive from the Stallions, and at the right time as well. They've needed something like this. And just can they continue it? At commercial break. To add this commercial break, again, with 2 games tomorrow at noon EST, the Defenders take on the Battlehawks in a rivalry renewed. Technically, as the Battlehawks are new look from years past, the Defenders looking to begin the path of repeated. The 4 o'clock EST, it is the Houston Gamblers taking on the Dallas Renegades. And new eras for both of those teams. The Gamblers getting a complete rebrand. Dallas going away from Luis Perez as the main quarterback over there. So it should be interesting. As we're just coming back from commercial break, and yeah, that is a heel to the side of the helmet. God damn, the friendly fire. All right, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Corral and shotgun back to his right. 3:35 to play in the game. 3 receiving options to the left. Corral going to keep it himself right side. A little read option. Space inside the 20 and going to slip to about the 17. Corral doesn't use his legs often. But when he does, it can be effective. Ruling it only a gain of 4, they're saying. So up to the 20. So 2nd and 6. Corral and shotgun. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna be enough for the first. Gets inside the 15 to about the 14 there for Anthony McFarland. All right, so with the Stallions inside the 15 now, the question comes to this. If they find the end zone, do they go for 2 or go for 3? Going for 2 and succeeding will make it a 4-point game, and thus the Kings can tie it with a 4-point field goal. But besides that, they will need a touchdown. Going for 3 and getting it will guarantee they need a touchdown. Corral and shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off left side for McFarland. Breaks off one defender. Going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that should bring us to the 2-minute warning. Yep, 2 minutes to play. 2-minute warning here in Louisville. Stallions down by 4. Approaching inside the red zone. Trying to punch it in. All right, add commercial break. Yeah, the different levels of strategy is coming in here. Because I don't think they just simply go for the extra point. I think that's no. I don't think that's the route you go. I think you go for 2, at the very least. Make it a 4-point game. Make it that they either need a touchdown or a 60+ yard field goal. I think that would be the idea here. Like going for 3 from the 8 is gettable, and that will really put the pressure on the Kings. We will see. We will see. Just coming back from commercial break for the 2-minute warning. Big final 2 minutes here. Who gets the win on the opening night of the UFL season? Hey, they're still pretty packed out there in Louisville. They're doing a good job with that attendance. The stadium's looking nice. Again, night and day difference compared to Louisville and Memphis. All right, 2nd and 10. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna keep it himself. Pass left side, wide open. Justin Ross. Touchdown Stallions. And now the decision comes to play here. Now the decision comes to play here. What do you do? I feel like they have to go for 2, right? I'll say that was a beautiful play fake. The safety jumped massive on that. Just wide open for Justin Ross. You have to go for 2 at the bare minimum, right? There's no way you just send out the extra point. Making it a 4-point game is big. Because, I mean, I don't know much about Tanner Brown, the Kings kicker, but something tells me he's not the most consistent guy from 60 yards out. No, Corral's on the sideline. They're going to going for the extra point here. Even after he missed one earlier? Yeah, all right. The extra point. Kick is up. He missed it again. It doinked off the left upright. He has missed both extra points in this game. And now it's easy. Now it is easy for the Kings to win this game. That's such a wow. How do you not go for 2 there? We go to a commercial break with 1:55 to play in the game. How do you not go for 2? That's AJ McCarron got some explaining to do. It's that was first off, I would be shocked if Jonathan Garibay is still the kicker for the Stallions next week. After missing 2 extra points and having a kick blocked. They have left 5 points on the board in this game. Second, I feel like that's a decision McCarron made because he's a first-time head coach. I feel like if you had Anthony Beck making that decision, or Skip Holtz making that decision, or even Bob Stoops, I feel like they go for 2 there. And that's why I'm like, coaching is going to matter early on in this season. We'll see. Still that commercial break. That's just something. Just coming back from commercial break. 1:55 and all 3 timeouts for the Kings. Or 2 timeouts for the Kings. All they need is a field goal to take the lead. This is the time for Jason Bean to make his presence felt. Kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 10. Face out past the 20, 25, past the 30, 35, past the 40, cuts back inside to the 45, and gets to midfield. Great return for Jaden Sheardon. Makes this an even easier potential game-winning drive for this Kings offense. Safe-wise, you probably need about 25 yards. You're on midfield. That's a great return. Jason Bean in shotgun. Back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw. Has some time. Going to roll to his right to buy some more. Still looking. Going to throw this one deep right side, and that's a throwaway. Incomplete. 1:36 remains in the game. We're gonna have a photo finish early on in this season. Second and 10 for the Kings. I mean, again, the same way that Corral really leaned on Deion Kane on that last drive, Jason Bean needs to lean on Lucky Jackson. That's been his guy in this game. Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Looking to throw. Bean with some time. Pass deep left side. Going to be intercepted. Return past the 20 and sliding down at the 23. Going for it all, and that might do it. There is a penalty. Hudson Clark gets the pick. What is the penalty? It's holding against the Kings. That will be declined. And with only 2 timeouts remaining in a minute 27 to play, the Stallions just need to run out this clock. I don't get the decision to chuck it deep. I don't get that. It's not even really open. It's going for the home run ball for no reason. Like you don't need to force it down the field like that. You have 2 timeouts. You have plenty of time. Take what the defense gives you and just get into field goal range. Instead, they went for it all, and they're gonna end up with nothing. But Hudson Clark gets the interception. That's Bean's 2nd of the night, the 3rd turnover of the night for this Kings offense. And man, this is the game that they should have won. Corral and shotgun back to his left, gonna hand this off up the middle. And that's going to be up to the 30, gain of roughly 8 for Snoop Connor. This was a game the Kings easily could have won. Even with how shaky they played in this game, I still feel good about them as a team. They're gonna drop on power rankings, but probably not by all too much. For how rough they played, this was a 2-point game late. They had the chance to win late. And the defense really showed up. You just need to refine some things with Jason Bean's play. And I think you're set for the rest of the season. I think the question is, the Kings have Orlando next week. That should be a fun game. I believe I'll be live with it. Schedule pending. Corral and shotgun back to his right to give to Connor up the middle. Going to lose about 2. There's the final timeout for the Kings. It is a 3rd and 4. Yeah, so Louisville has Orlando next week. Who do the Stallions have? All right, 3rd and 5 coming up. Get a Corral and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Corral gonna keep it himself. He slips and gonna lose about 2. There might be life yet for the Kings. Birmingham, the Stallions have Houston next week. And yeah, that game is going to be on NFL Network. That's what it is, yeah. As well as ESPN Unlimited. Yeah, that game is not that game's a simulcast, right? They're resetting the game clock, okay. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that game's on NFL Network as well. So I should be able to be live with that. So a minute 7 to play. It's 4th and 7. There's life for the Kings. I'm just not sure how much life. We'll see. It will depend on the return. But they will get the ball back. All right, there's the timeout called by the Stallions with 32 seconds. If the Kings get a really good return here, there's a chance, but it's gonna take a miracle. I mean, they're also a team that has not been afraid to throw it deep, so that's gonna play in their favor. What do I have is long? Look on his website. All right, 4th and 7. Here comes the punting unit. First time the Stallions are punting today. Punt comes off clean. Going to be out of bounds. Out of bounds near the Kings' own 43-yard line. There's a chance. All right, Tanner Brown's career long is 52. So yeah, they're gonna need quite some yards here. But 24 seconds, there's technically a chance. They're not that far out from field goal range for him. They're gonna need they're gonna need the 37-yard line. They're on their own 42. So they need about 21 yards. There's definitely a chance. Jason Bean in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Going to look to throw. Has some time, rolling left, and gonna be sacked. The first sack of the night. It goes the Stallions' way, and that will do it. It is Deontay Johnson. As the Stallions will call a second timeout because there was some celebrating going on too long. So the Kings will have one more chance. But Deontay Johnson, the first sack of the season, and it's going to make this a desperation play for the Kings. Time for one more play. 5 seconds. Unless the Kings can go, 65 plus yards in one play? I mean, they obviously could get lucky with a penalty as well. But we'll see. I doubt it, though. Imagine a face mask happens when they're on the 50-yard line. Bean in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Going to look to throw. Pass left side. There's the hook and ladder. Lucky Jackson has it. Trying to find someone to toss it to and unable to. That will do it. Your final. The Birmingham Stallions win 15-13 in the season opener. A solid performance all around. AJ McCarron gets his first win as a head coach. Matt Corral continues to show why he has been the Stallions quarterback for the past few seasons and why this Stallions team has been one of the top players in the UFL and spring football as a whole over the course of the past 4 seasons. A hell of a performance from Louisville. They were in this till the very end, despite playing pretty poorly. They did not have the greatest of games, and they were still in this to the very end. This is a matchup I would love to see again in the future. I'm not sure if they do play each other once more this season or if that's going to have to be a potential playoff matchup. But what a way to start the UFL season. I'll be live tomorrow for both of the games, beginning at noon EST, as the Defenders take on the Battlehawks. And then at 4 o'clock EST, the Gamblers take on the Renegades. Hope to see you all there. The UFL is back. We're here with these live streams. I appreciate everyone tuning in. This has been fun. It will continue to be fun as the season goes on. I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.